I'm James Wozniak, and I'm going to unbox my Yarbo. And it is the snowblower, the docking station, and the Yarbo Core. So I've got my Yarbo t-shirt that I won, yeah, I guess I'm just missing my Yarbo. Okay, let's do this. So you can see there's a little bit of damage to the box. There's some pieces kind of ripped off. The straps kind of falling off over here. You can see it went through a tough time to get here. But there's a lot of padding inside. So we will see when we open it up. Look like they're okay, even though there's some holes here and there. So let's find out. If you're not gonna save the straps, I would recommend just cutting it. It's pretty heavy to lift up and get everything out. So you want to save the box and get your 30-day return if something is wrong. You'll want to use the box that it came in and all of the packaging material. That'll make it a lot easier to ship back without you having to pay for a new box and new packaging. So. The moment of truth. That's kind of cool. It says, put that here. All right, now for the good stuff. You've got a lot of things to go through here. So I see the setup pulls, mounting pulls. There's a couple of them here. We've got the mounting T to connect the poles in a few different configurations. Later I'll probably be making some videos of how I set this up on my roof in my house. So look for those. It looks like we have the PoE injector. So this is what provides power through the Ethernet. And the cable for it's right here. I've got, okay, here's the tow hitch, the new and improved tow hitch that slides in and is much easier to connect. Besides doing multiple bolts, there's just one bolt. So that's cool. We've got the data center here. A little bit of dust. Okay, oh wow. They actually did change the back of it. The grounding screw is now actually, looks like it's actually a connector for you. You can see that. There's a hole to put the wire in and a bolt to crimp it down. Interesting. I actually bought my own thinking I would need that, so maybe I'll be able to use this one. You've got your WAN and LAN, got your Halo on the side antenna connection, you've got your RTK antenna connection, and then a Bluetooth antenna connection. Looks like there's some little rubber grommets, probably to protect against the rainwater getting in, so be careful not to lose those. I do see a bolt here. That's interesting. What's this? Okay, I think this came out of, yep, it's to more securely fasten in your grounding cable. So we'll see what size that fits. It looks very close to my solid 6 gauge wire. Okay. What else? We got lots of bolts, a whole lot of bolts and pieces. They've all got nice little labels on them, so that's really cool. That'll help. We've got the manual here that we're going to get into in a little bit. Looks like here's the antennas for it all. We've also got some tools, quite a few tools. That's cool that they supply that. We've got some big bolts for mounting it to the ground, mounting the docking, or the mount pole, I should say. This piece right here. If you want to put it into the ground, that's what those big ground screws are for. Let's see. We've got our 2-meter Ethernet cable and our super long one, which is about, it's like 98 feet. So we've got the, what is this, low RTK antenna. Okay, so this is the mount if you want to change the size of the antennas on the core. And this is our wired charger. If you want to use that instead of the wireless charger. We've got our remote here. It's all customized out to be Yarbo. Cool. Looks like it doesn't take batteries, so that means it's likely rechargeable. So that's cool. Looks like USB-C rechargeable. Very cool. And you've got the phone mount that goes on top of the controller. And hey, they even give you a USB-C charging cable. So that's perfect. All right, I'm going to take this off here. Put this up here. Let's go ahead and remove the packaging around this so we can get to everything. Okay, let me show you that. So right here, the antenna is tucked into this other piece of styrofoam. So just carefully pull up, and then it'll slide right out. Boom. Just like that. These are the tall antennas, which is what you'll want unless you're having to go underneath bushes or shrubbery. I don't really have any low-hanging shrubbery or bushes, so I'm just going to keep the long antennas on. We've got some preserver for probably the rubber and the plastic, so I'm going to cut those off. As you can see, this is the spot where the battery connects. Once I have it, there's a lot of metal in here. Don't lose the the little bolt where the antenna attaches to. Others were mentioning this when they were opening it. It looks like there's only one rubber grommet. Looks like I've only got one rubber grommet as well. So I'm not sure if that's important to keep the rain out, or if that was more just to hold on to the wire. But clearly only one side has it. We'll go take these out. This looks like the smart cover here. So get a little view of that. And I'm gonna go find those bolts now. Antenna, expansion bolts, spare screws, connection bolts for pole, tow hitch screws, RTK antenna mount bolts, the high one, that's the one I need. And it does say use Allen key number 2. So I'm guessing in my little tool bag here. Pull those out. And yep, they're all labeled. So that's number 1. 4, number 3, and the one hiding over here, of course the last one I need, number 2. All right, so screw the 6 bolts in using the Allen key. Now it does not mention the rubber grommet, so we're going to have to see how that fits. First thing is, let's screw the antenna on carefully. Make sure you don't strip anything. This looks like I have to turn the whole antenna because it's pretty stuck in there. So it doesn't look like there's anything on a swivel. Get the rubber grommet out of the way so it's easier. Shouldn't have to use a wrench for this one, just hand tighten it. So there's 2 sets of screw holes it looks like here. These ones are for the underside screws. I can see if I look down in there, there's already screws in there. So the ones we need are these outside ones with the indent. So I just need to turn this a little bit. There is a little locking washer on each of these, so once you get all of them started, then I'll go around and tighten them all down to make sure that locking washer is tight. Try to tighten them somewhat evenly, go around the circle. What you'll see is the little locking washer compresses, and when it's fully compressed, you know you're pretty good. pretty sturdy. Go ahead and do the other one. Interestingly, this one's not stuck to the cover, so it does turn and swivel, and I don't need to turn the whole thing. Just hand tighten again, get it so it'll find its way in there without pushing too hard. There we go. Grab the screws. You can kind of see there's a locking washer right there. See how it's offset? Once it's compressed, you know it's fully tight. And that the locking washer will help keep it from coming out. And there's also, if you saw, there's blue Loctite on the bottom. It's kind of like a non-permanent glue that helps the screw or bolt stick in and stay. Keeps it from turning and loosening. Again, don't strip everything. There's a little bit of friction, but when it seats good, there's not a lot of friction. So if you feel like you have to turn really hard, you're probably stripping something until it gets tight, of course. I think all my washers are, you can see, it's all the way compressed down, so we're good to go on the antennas. All right. Next is the halo antenna for the rover. It says install the antenna by screwing it into the shown place in the picture, which is back right here. You'll see over here, there's a cap on this side, but this is the one with the antenna showing with the little rubber grommet. So we'll go ahead and get that set. And this long one, we've got a bunch of antennas. Most of them are for the data center. The skinny one with the flexible antenna says Halo Antenna Rover. So this is the one you want here, and there is a rubber grommet already on here. I noticed that in the bag there is another rubber grommet, so don't use that. I'm guessing it's for one of the other antenna, or it's a spare. Again, make sure it's seated properly before you start screwing it. There it goes. Wonder how hard these stickers are to get off. They're a little goopy. Yeah, I'm not gonna try to take it off right now because it looks like it's gonna make a mess. So this one, I feel it gets kind of tight because it's compressing the rubber grommet. So don't tighten it too much, but get it to compress that grommet just slightly. Keeps the rain out. Okay. Next, we've got, remove the rear cover, press the power button to turn on Yarbo. Here's the rear cover. These are the treads that come with it. It's pretty cool. There's cameras on each side with the light and a stereoscopic camera in the back. So here's the smart cover. There's a button down here, it looks like, underneath to remove the smart cover. I'll pull it out for you, show you. Remember, it's attached by a wire back here, so you have to undo that. There's a blue, just twist, pop off, okay. That's the back side of the smart cover. Front side's got the stereoscopic cameras. Helps with detecting distances. All the circuit boards are covered in resin to protect them, I believe, from water and dust. There's a lot of cables, and the connections for the cables have like a white caulk or putty sealant. Protect them from water. There's the speakers. Looks like, yeah, some dirt sticks to the magnets, some shavings, metal shavings. But otherwise they look okay. This looks like the lift motor for the front attachment.